Blow, they having combos about me. Don't know. Tell me what.
With two Hall of Famers. Morris Burke and Grant Hill. I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. We should see some great ball movement with these two teams, Grant. Fantastic group of passers on each side.
They're just so unselfish. They play for one another. You can see how it keeps the whole team involved. And I'll tell you what, I just love watching teams that can pass like this.
Now here's Curry. Inside. Oh, sweet move. And it's laid up and in by Green.
Draymond Green will pick his spots on the interior. He can read a defense, and he understands when to attack.
From deep, Mitchell sinks it from distance.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute. And no surprise, Steph Curry was the topic of conversation on how they'll defend Steph. Coach laughed, is there a way? I mean, this guy is not just a shooter. Steph's ball handling, his passing, it's what makes him an all-time great. It's always a pleasure to watch Steph Curry, and we get another chance to tonight. Guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. It's rebounded by Golden State.
That is a rarity. When he takes flight, he usually hammers it home.
Outside Strus. All alone. Looney grabs a miss.
With the defense absent, that was a great opportunity, but no go.
Grant, the Cavs making the playoffs the last 2 years. A big deal in Cleveland.
Well, outside of years with LeBron on the roster, they hadn't made the postseason since 1998. But this group of Cavaliers are making their own history now.
Curry, that's good.
You see the quickness of Steph and Curry, keeping defenders off balance even in the painted area.
Pass to Garland. And here's Mobley. Over Green. Outside Strus. 5 on the clock. Over Butler. The Cavaliers again cannot hit.
And that's where you want to make the next pass. This guy is a good scorer, but the defense was right on him.
I wouldn't say Butler seeks contact, but he sure doesn't turn it down.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Warriors?
They've been really going at the defense in the painted area, and so far, the opposition really hasn't had an answer for them.
Will it go? From 6 feet away, and Mobley puts it in.
In the painted area, Mobley just so effective. Hard to cover a guy who's got that kind of size so close to the cup.
The 3 from Curry. Fires in the triple. Curry's got 7 points in the game.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now here's Curry. He has 7. 3-pointer. Mobley grabs the board.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Outside Hunter. And there's 1:45 left to play in the first. It's stolen by Looney. To the paint. Here's Mobley. Over Green. And Mobley gets it to go. Mobley's got his second basket.
And he's just beating them to the punch on the boards right now. I mean, he's making a real big statement.
Yeah, we're seeing some early signs that he is on his game. That putback's a good illustration of the work he's ready to put in tonight.
And Doris, you think about the advantage for Jared Allen with that 7'6" wingspan.
BA, this guy is a massive presence in the paint. He's got length, he's got intellect, and he's got incredible anticipation and timing. The other thing is he can absolutely step out on the perimeter and keep a ball handler in front. He is a special defender.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
This is not a guy who's going to back down from contact. Steph Curry takes the knock inside, and for a jump shot specialist, this guy draws his share of fouls.
And so Curry nails both of them.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work, and it pays dividends.
Outside, Green to the middle. Here's Jerome over to Looney. Green for 3. Knocks it down from distance.
This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem.
And here's Butler. Fires from deep. And that's good. Stephen Curry for 3. Curry's got 12 points.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
It's his first trip to the line.
At the line for your Cavaliers with 2 shots.
And he sinks the second. The Warriors lead by 4. Here's Curry. 12 points for him. Up in time. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. Stephen Curry getting it done for the Golden State Warriors. He made a big impact, scoring 12 points in the quarter. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you guys think about the Warriors here in this one?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
The Cavaliers trail by 4. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. Pass to Hunter. Green, a screen. And it's all tied up. 5 points in the game.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
And when you look back at the 2023 draft, the Warriors got great value out of their picks.
Yeah, I mean, they got Podziemski with the 19th pick, a versatile player who impacts the game at both ends. And they also got Trace Jackson Davis late in the second round. And he is a fundamentally sound big man with great upside.
And we're now about a minute into this second quarter of play. Pass to Curry. From the arc. The Cavaliers pull it in. Okoro outside. From beyond the arc and then some. Okoro's got his first bucket of the game and he's on the board for 3. The 3 from Curry. Curry rises up and hits the 3.
Now, very difficult to keep the ball out of Stephen Curry's hands because of all his movement. He can shoot from anywhere, and right now the defense has no answer.
They swipe it. Mobley with it. Now guarded by Curry. The kick to Hunter. Down low. It's intercepted. Here's Butler. Butler finishes the job.
An absolute menace in transition. Jimmy Butler puts it home.
Here's Mobley. Uneasy, 2 on the layup. Mobley's got 6.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots. You see his active hands knocking that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Lays it up and banks it in. Garland's got his first points of the game. All right, let's take a look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Cavaliers.
I must say their defensive intensity has been impressive so far, really making it hard for the offense to hold on to the ball.
And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. Well, despite the effort to create super teams, the league has a lot of parity right now, Graham.
It really does, and I like it. It's not quite like the 80s Celtics and Lakers or the 90s Bulls, partly because of the salary cap. It's so hard to pay more than 2, maybe 3 stars at a time.
Mobley with the block.
That's a big-time send back by Evan Mobley. That length is real, folks. Look out.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout here. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. And the Warriors making a switch here. Here's Curry. Oh, a strong finish from Curry.
Another lead change. Give these teams credit. They're really fighting it out.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch.
And the chess match continues.
7 lead changes already, and we're still in the first half.
Well, Stephen Curry knows it's his responsibility to create for his teammates, and he does so there on point.
Here's Garland, and they pick up 2. Garland's got 7 points in the game.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Doris, when we talk about young guards, few better than Darius Garland. What makes him great?
I think a few things, but I would start with the fact that he's a 3-level scorer. Knocks down the 3 with consistency, can get to his in-between, but also creative at the rim. The other thing I love, Brian, is that he defends with great intensity.
.43 seconds left in the second period. Outside for Butler. Clock at 6. Ooh, good work on the interior from Butler.
That's the tenacity of Jimmy Butler, just putting in work in close range.
Here's Mitchell. And Butler with the block. Curry looking it over. Outside Payton. There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. Out of bounds. It'll be Cleveland ball. And the Warriors making a change here.
Substitution on the court.
We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first half. To the inside. Allen. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
And here's Curry for 3. Stephen Curry getting it done for the Warriors. Scoring, passing, imposing his will at the offensive end. And don't go far. We'll be right back. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Lets it go from 14. Mitchell misses.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Curry from inside.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching.
Look out! Spider Mitchell putting on a show.
How high was Donovan Mitchell? How pretty was that dunk? My goodness.
But Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, BA, from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Evan Mobley was the 3rd overall pick in 2021. And his teammate Donovan Mitchell said about him, "It's crazy, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I don't think he really understands how good he can be. He can take us to a completely different level. I personally believe that he can be a top 5 player in this league." Ryan, high praise for his teammate.
Indeed it is. Good stuff, Allie. Butler taking his time here. Back to Curry. Fires the 3. And a great assist by Butler as that one goes. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter.
You cannot give Curry an inch. This guy is relentless when he's behind the arc.
Outside Mitchell. Mitchell gets a step. And Mitchell with the slam.
Oh, my! That's why we had those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. And so Curry will bring it up for the Golden State Warriors. The lead is 2. And we're just about 2 minutes into the final half of play now. And there's the screen. And that's a foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul of the game. Now here's Curry. He's got 26. Outside heel. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Curry. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. That one on Mitchell.
Ideally, you're trying not to send Stephen Curry to the line, but this guy creates those situations with his instinct and his ability.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And Doris, who can forget the 2016 Cavs, the team that brought Cleveland their first NBA title?
And not just basketball. The city hadn't won a championship, BA, in any sport for over 50 years. And for LeBron, a homegrown talent to do that with Kyrie, that is a team that will always have a special place in Northeast Ohio lore.
And here's Curry for 3. On the wing, Curry. Pass to Butler. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. Now well into his 30s. Is it fair to start wondering how many seasons Jimmy Butler has left, Grant?
Well, it's a fair question, B.A. But at the same time, Jimmy's hunger is just so different than everybody else's, which I could see helping prolong his career.
I simply stated, Jimmy Butler is a winner and a game changer. This guy will compete on both ends of the floor, gives you everything he has. That right there is as good a screen as you will see, and no one rotates defensively to pick up the open man.
Cleveland shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Doris, so much improvement from Garland since coming into the league.
Oh, no doubt, Brian. This guy is now a do-it-all guard. You can play him at both the 1 and the 2 positions. The versatility that he possesses is such an important aspect in the league today.
Here's Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
Oh, my goodness. The size and athleticism of Evan Mobley. What a sight to behold.
Pass to Hield. Here's Curry on the take. Ooh, solid defense from Mitchell.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
Oh, Donovan Mitchell, just electric.
Oh, my goodness. Throw it down, Donovan Mitchell, just exploding off the floor.
Here's Curry. The layup misses. The Cavaliers leading. Inside. Here's Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
Curry with it. And the layup is good off the glass. Curry's got 9 points in the quarter.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
Pass to Mobley. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call.
And this is the absolute wrong time to stop communicating. They have to get in sync.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Oh, you look at Evan Mobley, Doris, so agile for his size.
This is a young man, Brian, with so much upside. Defensively, he can guard on the perimeter, slides his feet, keeps his balance, contests without fouling, and he's growing every repetition on the offensive end. I can't wait to see his future.
Substitution on the court.
The Warriors trailing. Outside Butler. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Curry's shot is off. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Hunter in the post. Jerome on the wing. Yep, that one's good. Jerome's got 7.
Since the break, it feels like an entirely new game.
What energy we're seeing. Something has lit a fire under both of these teams.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game thus far.
52.
Cleveland on top, up by 3.
49.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. Warriors trail by 3. Now Curry. Out to Hield. Takes a 3. Sinks the tray.
Boy, how about the release? I mean, no sooner does that ball hit his hands than he rises and fires. Buddy Hield doing what he's paid for.
20 feet out. It's wide right. Hits off the rim. Here's Curry with the drive. And yep, it's good. Curry's got 32 points.
And this is just typical of him. Always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
This is a player who understands when the game is hanging in the balance. He knows it's winning time.
The kick out, Curry. Wide open. That one doesn't drop. And it's Cleveland's ball. It's a 1-point game. And it's hammered home by Green.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
0 rim protection, unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
You know, we talked about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
They set the pick. Outside Hield. The 3 is up. Hits the trifecta.
If you look at the active three-point percentage list, Mr. Buddy Hield is near the top. This guy is the very definition of sharpshooter.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. Jerome, that's good.
This is when your interior D has to be on high alert.
Pass to Butler. Back to Curry. Oh, Stephen Curry, shot maker extraordinaire.
Now, Jimmy Butler is an unselfish teammate. This guy loves to get his teammates involved.
Down low. Hunter with the ball, and it's Hield picking him up. Back to Garland. Here's Jerome. Offline with a three. Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. The three from Curry. Pure from three-point range. Curry's got 39.
Big sequence there, guys. Curry takes it upon himself to take and make the big bucket.
Well, the defender's stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Warriors.
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
And they've been producing at a high level.
No question. They're in a nice rhythm offensively.
Back to Curry. Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. Jumps up. Mitchell streaking to the finish.
Wow, Donovan Mitchell simply fearless when his team is in need.
Here's Curry. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good. Curry's got 42 in the game.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
We've got 1:28 left to play in the fourth. Mobley grabs the board.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink that shot.
Oh, big finish!
Oh, did you see that? When you need one bad, go to a high percentage shooter, and Allen is that guy.
Outside Curry. Looney the screen. 6 to shoot. Back to Curry. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. There's 53 seconds left in the final quarter. Here's Garland. And here's Mitchell. Pass to Strus. Let's go with a three. Looney grabs a miss.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Second team foul.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. The lead is 2. Expect them to take their time this trip down.
Yeah, B.A., the clock is theirs to burn.
Right side Curry. Pass to Butler. And he buries it.
And talk about stepping up in a big way.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
Garland for 3. The Warriors pull it.